Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news. In a recent interview, Paulo Costa takes responsibility for Khamzat missing weight against Nate Diaz. Here's the clip.
You think you're the reason why he missed weight?
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because he became so angry, so stressed.
Right.
And he almost give up. He give up. He missed weight for 8 pounds, almost 9.
Yeah.
He gave up.
Michael Chandler believes that Dustin Poirier is taking their UFC 281 fight personally. Here's what Chandler had to say. I think that's where this whole Dustin stuff happened. Basically, I was very respectful and nice to him, which I meant every word. And once we both got in the same organization, tension started rising and he thought, I don't know if I like that guy as much as I did because now he's a competitor of mine. He had a moment to say it to my face and he said what he said and I said, all right, dude, cool. I'll see you when we fight, if we fight. I really honestly have nothing against Dustin. I think it's personal because of me, but not toward me, if that makes sense. I think Dustin's been the guy for a very, very long time, and I was the guy who came in and has done what I've done. I don't think it's necessarily directed towards me personally, but just this figure of this guy who is me stepping inside the cage. Would I have taken the fight against Dustin had he been in Bellator for however many years and came over and I was a top 5 guy? Would I have fought him? I probably would have, but I can't say for certain that I would. Would I have said the same things he said about me? If I was thinking I'd cut my teeth in the biggest organization in the world for 15 years like he did, so I can't put myself in his shoes, but it's not personal. People want it to be personal. He and I will, as we always do, go out there and bite down on our mouthpieces and get into a hard-fought scrap and it will be entertaining. And like Dustin said, somebody's most likely getting sparked out. Speaking on a recent episode of the Weighing In podcast, Josh Thompson said that he believes Colby Covington is a bad matchup for Khamzat Chimaev. Here's the clip.
We'll see how he deals with him when he does.
Well, to me, one of those guys is Dave's favorite fighter, Colby Covington. I think Colby on the feet is he's not the greatest guy on the feet.
No,
but his striking works for him. And I want to remind people, everyone's like, oh, he's going to get destroyed on the feet. That's what everyone said about Jake Shields and GSP. And if you go back and you watch that fight, GSP was more marked up after that fight. The majority of his fights, Jake Shields is not a great stand-up guy. It was very robotic. It was almost the same combination every single time, but it was working and it worked for him in that fight. This is a very similar situation where Colby Covington is one of those guys. His style of stand-up is it looks horrible, but it works for him. And then you mix that with the ability to get takedowns and stuff takedowns and make you work, and his cardio. He's kind of a bad matchup. He's a bad matchup, I think, for Chimaev. And that pains me to say it. Because I'm not a big Chimaev fan either, to be honest. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's extremely talented. I think the sky is the limit for him. But the things that happened over this last week, that's the kind of person I am. Like, I kind of almost feel like I take it personal. Like, you're kind of disrespecting the craft of what we do.
Yep.
And it was very unprofessional. Look, if you would have missed it by 1 pound, 2, I even say maybe 3 pounds, I get it. Yeah, maybe your knee was banged up during training. But at 8 pounds, if you think about it, it's 8.5 pounds because it was 7.5 over, but you get that pound allowance. It was 8.5 pounds.
Yep.
That's unprofessional.
Leon Edwards has recently posted training footage to social media showing us that he's already back on the grind. Conor McGregor has recently packed on a good amount of muscle in the last 12 months and has left fans curious as to whether or not he has been using some form of performance-enhancing drugs. McGregor has finally broken his silence on the rumors with a post on Twitter. A fan recently asked him, "What are you using? I want some of that." To this, McGregor replied, "Proper 12 and forged Irish stout served alongside my own organically grown Irish beef served on a hot stone. Title spray for pain." What do you guys think about the rumors? Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. In a recent interview, Dana White was asked if low blows are funny. Here's what he said.
With the Austin Lane fight, first round, Where does that rank in the most brutal low blows you've ever seen?
Ooh, yeah, no, that's right up there. That was a nasty low blow. Yes, that was one of the worst.
Apparently you could be seen laughing on the broadcast. Can you just confirm if kicks to the dick are funny?
That I was laughing?
Yeah.
Oh, I promise you I wasn't laughing during that. If I was laughing, it was because of something else. No man laughs when he sees that happen. That I guarantee you. That was a bad one. He should have took the full 5 minutes.
With Raul Rosas, did you have to get special approval from the commission or anything? Because I think only a few states allow 17-year-olds to fight.
We did.
Did you speak to his parents or anything, or how?
I didn't know. I'm sure somebody in the commission probably did, and I'm sure they had to sign waivers for him to compete.
You've told us a few times over this season that you might get softening with age. Was there a part of you that was just thinking, you know, please don't get hurt, or were you just like, just bleed?
On what?
With Raul Rosas, were you protective of him at all? Because he's so young and he's the youngest by quite a few years. Were you hoping that he wasn't going to get hurt? Or?
No, I mean, we hope they all don't get hurt. I mean, we don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Bo Nickal, a recent star of Dana White's Contender Series, recently joined Daniel Cormier and Ryan Clark on the DC and RC show and had this to say about his future.
But this kid that you're fighting next week, he says, I was bragging about you on the pay-per-view, and he immediately tweeted me and goes, watch, DC, you're writing me off like everybody else, but I'm going to beat Bo Nickal and I'm getting the contract on the Contender Series. To that, what do you say, my friend?
Man, these guys are pretty hilarious to be thinking that way. You know, in my opinion, I just feel like obviously that's not going to happen. And at the end of the day, you know, this dude's never felt someone like me. I'm going to get in there and have my way with him, you know, finish him quickly, easily, and, you know, move on healthy and, collect that contract.
I mean, you think about your first fight on a Contender Series. You're fighting someone that misses the weight. You still go in and you get the finish. You had to be expecting that you would get the contract. Not getting the contract and having this fight set up for you on the Contender Series again, how has that kind of fueled your fire and also let you know what type of performance you need to have so you can get that contract after this fight?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, obviously the goal is to just go out there and compete to the best of my ability each time. So with that, I figured that I would get a contract after that first fight, but you know, at the same time, I'm 1-0. You know, and now 2-0 after that last one. So I've only had 2 fights, and I understand wanting to get more experience for me, and I don't mind it at all. You know, I was grateful for the quick turnaround, being able to fight again in 6 weeks, and so for me, it's business as usual. I'll just go back to doing what I do best and smash this dude and collect the contract this time.
On a recent episode of the Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith discussed the upcoming fight between Arnold Allen and Calvin Kattar at the end of October. Here's the clip.
Arnold Allen versus Calvin Kattar. That's a good one.
That's a banger.
October 29th, I'll be calling that one. I'll be back.
Me too. Me too.
Oh.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas at the Apex. I'll see you there, buddy. Apex. That's my first one back from my travels. I'll still be jet lagged probably. Yes. Huge opportunity for Arnold Allen. Arnold obviously has been plugging away, kind of, I've said this a few times, a very similar path to Leon Edwards. You know, silently in the background, plugging away, getting the wins, beating high-level opponents. Last time out made frighteningly short work of Dan Hooker. You know what I mean? That, you know, Dan's lost a few, but no one's done it like that. All right, granted, Michael Chandler did a good job, but still, you get the point that I'm making. Right. So he's right there. Against Calvin Kattar, if he can go out there and get a win over him, then he's got to, I mean, you got to think he's what, at least maybe one more fight away from a title fight.
Yeah, Calvin Kattar's a good, I don't want to say introduction fight because he's been around a while. He's been killing everybody. But that's the one fight I think that this is the one that where I think he'll start being taken very, very serious by the fans. Because I think that, you know, he's fighting really, really tough people, but he's never highlighted. He's never spotlighted. I think this is the one, a main event, Calvin Kattar in Vegas at the Apex. All the eyes and
main event.
It's huge.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.